Yes, I'm the coordinator, which means that I'm the person that keeps in contact with the projects. We have, well, 2025, some have closed down, but we have projects in all 5 continents, also in countries in transition. And I shan't give you a long record of it, but I think I'll just give you a few examples of what the projects offer to women. The purpose of the projects is to, excuse me, to give uneducated women a chance to learn income-generating skills so that they can support themselves and their families. And this has been achieved in many places, and I'll just mention a few activities of skills the women have been able to take on. In Bangladesh, for instance, where they learn sewing and tailoring, they get jobs in garment factories. You know, Bangladesh is famous for its garment factories. In Madagascar, the girls and women get jobs in hotels and restaurants because they've learned home economics. In the Philippines, young girls have learned also home economic skills and child and elderly care, so they get jobs in homes, in hospitals, kindergartens, elderly homes. Mexico is special education of, how do you say, nurses or para-nurses, and they get jobs in hospitals. There's a great need for them there. Calcutta has trained women in many, many different things. They really keep up with what is necessary. For instance, some women have learned to be beauticians because everybody wants your nails and your faces to be nice, don't you? Well, I was talking at the workshop just earlier about women in Latvia, a country in transition, having learned about entrepreneurship so that they can set up a business on the basis of microcredit loans. Many women also learn about, well, I mentioned read and write because that's really the basis, and that's necessary in many of the countries where we have projects. So if that's necessary, that's the first thing they learn. And they learn arithmetic. They learn to keep books if they are to go into a small-scale business. And alongside with the skills, they are also given information and enlightenment on women's rights, about nutrition, childcare, healthcare, and family planning. I don't have exact figures how many women have been through our projects, but it's thousands and thousands of women. Well, our projects are small. The maximum amount they get to start a project is $15,000 US. But I will give you a few examples. For instance, Bangladesh, which alongside with the skills training has a health clinic. 2,700 women and children come to that health clinic every day. Sometimes they have long queues waiting because the doctor comes only once a week. And 200 women have learned sewing and tailoring. That doesn't sound a lot, but it's because they have only 3 or 4 sewing machines. Georgia is a country in transition, and they have cared for refugee women and girls, and they have also learned elderly care, child care, sewing and cooking and so on. The Calcutta project I mentioned already, that was the first, so of course thousands of women have been through that project. Morocco, 50 to 100 women every year. Uganda, there was a lady this morning from Uganda, and they annually train about 100 rural women. And I'm very happy to, especially to mention 2 projects, because I know in this room is a representative from each of them. Nepal is here. I'm very happy to see you. Nepal trains hundreds of women in Kathmandu. Huh? Thousands, okay. Not only in Kathmandu, but further on in villages, further and further away. That's the way I understand it, and that's wonderful. Togo is another project. Danstanet is here. And I visited the Togo project last year, and I stayed with Danstanet, so I know what that is like. And from the report I just received, 10,231 women have been through the project since it started in 1999. So I think we can say that Project 5.0, which I think is a very unique partnership. I don't know whether there are any other partnerships like Project 5.0, but it's a concept we can really recommend. Project 5.0's motto is empowering women worldwide, and I think from the examples I've given you, you will understand we do make a difference. And based on the projects, that's also how we are as strong women in our statements given to the Commission on the Status of Women every year. I think you will have I think we have copies of the book here, and I will be selling it on Thursday. We have copies here.